Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ron Simplified Myers, your uplifting life partner. Today, I wanted to come talk to you about a conversation that was really kind of a serious. I mean, you can't get any more serious than the gentleman told me. He asked a question. He says, "Have you ever thought about committing suicide?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I have." So that's when a person gets to that level. I don't think there's anything that's any more serious than a person that's contemplating or even has contemplated suicide, because basically they're saying life is so bad that they'd rather not be here. And so I had a very deep conversation with the gentleman. I'm saying young man, and he's probably the same age as me, if not older. But anyway, uh, if you had talked to him, what he was going through, he lost his wife like 7 years ago. I forgot what he said she passed away from, but basically he spiraled down since then, and it seems like he doesn't believe he has any reason really to keep fighting except for his two sons, and he basically gives them the world. He's like, I'll give them anything, everything I have. It doesn't matter. It's all about them. And so again, so if you talk to him, you would think his wife he just lost her today or yesterday. So I actually had a conversation because I wanted him to understand that it's not about, well, it's all about getting rid of, you guys know, as I keep saying, it's getting rid of your problems. And his whole conversation is based on him playing the victim role. That's what was going on. And so I shared with him, I said, I don't know if this will help you or not, but I lost my wife a couple of years ago. And I said, um, I was with her for 30, I was with this young lady for 32 years. And I said, she was my best friend because that's who I ran with. Those of you that know me know I didn't run with anyone else. I ran with my wife. And so I lost my best friend in the process also. But I helped him to understand. I said, it's all about perspective. It's all about the stories that you're creating. When I first lost Terry, and I shared this with him, and some of you have heard this, um, when I went to the beach, I sat out, I looked at the couples that was out there, and I was like, wow, it would be nice to be out here with Terry. And I could have continued on that and go, well, why did she have to leave? And she was such a young age, and I was planning on being 100 years old with her, which I did. And I could continue those kind of stories, but those are stories that are sad stories. And the more of those sad stories that I write, is going to take me to a depressed state. But who will have created that depression? I did. Now I can say, well, I couldn't help it. It's just a part of the journey. And no, I created that based on the stories that I was writing. And I shared with him, instead of continuing down that path, when I looked out at the water, I said, this is a beautiful sight. And I said, but oh, shoot, dear, you can see the whole thing. You can see it better than I can. You can see everything that's going on. I said, you got a better view than me, so you know what it's about. Well, see, if I stay on that path, those are uplifting, positive stories, which is going to give me a positive outlook, which of course is going to mean that I'm going to be uplifted and stay positive, stay happy. And so I shared with him, because he was like, man, I used to have a house over here, and now I live in an apartment over here, because we're driving by in his neighborhood. And I said, but here's the key. You used to own a home over here, so you know you can do it, and you know you can do it again. I said, what you have to do is quit writing these stories and quit playing the victim role. I said, these are sad, depressing stories that you're writing. Therefore, you're going to be sad and depressed, and you're going to do the actions that sad and depressed people do, which in most cases is nothing, or in his case, it was drinking. You see what I'm saying? You're going to hang out and drown your sorrows in a drink. And the world tells you, well, I understand. I don't understand. And I'm not trying to understand it. Change the stories. It is not about playing the victim. It's about come to the realization. And folks, I was direct with him on that. And he grabbed my shoulder like this. He was like, thank you, because it's what he needed. And the key is, I told him, you got to quit playing the victim role. You got to quit writing these bad stories. You need to get up in the morning every day, look in the mirror, and you tell that gentleman that you see in the mirror, that is a bad dude. And the world ain't seen nothing yet. And you go out here and do something with your life. That's what I shared with him. And so for those of you who are in any situation in your life, if you're writing these sad, depressing stories and getting depressed and talking about, I can't help it, stop. You can help it. You're writing stories that create depression. It takes actions. You have to put your head down. You have to breathe a certain way. You got to think bad thoughts. Depression takes work. I'm not going to allow you guys to play the victim role and say, but I understand. Because I don't. I'm not trying to understand it. I understand that you have control of your emotions and you get to change the way you see the world. It's all about the stories that you write. You guys have heard me say that over and over. Change the stories, you change your emotions, then you'll change your actions. Quit playing the victim. Those of you who are doing that, and that's in every area of your life, understand things will cross your path that you may not like the results. Only thing you get to do is say, it's present. What do I do now to get to where I want to go? Again, I know I was probably a little bit strong there for a quick second, but I hope for those of you who needed that, that it hits you and it hits you hard, and that you take the message and you go out and do something with your life, what you've been called to do. And again, for me, I tell people purpose is not some big mystical thing to me. It's enjoy the journey every single moment. That's really the purpose. Things will cross your path that you'll enjoy, and you go and you pursue those. The world wants to call it you found your passion. You found your purpose. I said, no, you're enjoying life. That is the purpose. So again, you guys know it ain't right, ain't wrong. It's my opinion. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're having fun. And again, please give me feedback for this video, all the videos, and or if you have concerns or things you'd like for me to talk about, put that down also. And I look forward to talking to you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and remember, that's a bad dude in the mirror. Take care. Bye-bye.